Yo, welcome back to the GM Podcast. I'm Miller.
I'm Gav.
And today we have a couple of topics today, but we can start with the first one. We're going to be talking about how youth sports has changed and if we think it's going the right way or wrong way. So the first question I'll ask you is, how do you think youth basketball training has evolved from when you were a kid, and why do you feel that way?
And this was, the problem sort of started when we were kids, I feel like, personally. And I'm starting to learn in my college basketball workouts that our coaches put us through. There's too much focus on crazy dribble moves and crazy difficult shots when if you watch the best players in the world work out, or you watch the elite college basketball players, they're elite at the basics.
Yes, 100%.
Shooting, like ball handling, like playing off 2 feet, the stuff that, like, and we talked about this the other day with Kevin Durant and Kobe Bryant. Kevin Durant and Kobe Bryant, don't look at their all-time career highlights.
Yeah.
Look at how they work out and look at how they play the game on a night-to-night basis. Not just, it's so, and even Kyrie Irving. If you don't look at Kyrie Irving's crazy, ridiculous plays, it's
simple. It's one dribble pull.
They've mastered the basics.
Absolutely.
The footwork of the game, the squaring your shoulders up on shots and hitting.
Yeah.
Like, they've mastered the one dribble pull-ups, the catch and shoots. They've mastered. So that's where most of their buckets come from, and free throws and simple things like that. And then you might add 6 points to 8 points off, you know, the
pass
flashy and the flashy stuff that they do.
Yeah.
But the rest of, I mean, they're averaging 30 a game. Maybe 6 to 8 of their points come from flashy, crazy, difficult shots that only they can hit because of their talent.
Yeah.
The rest of the 20 points is things that you work on when you're a kid. Free throws and catch and shoot threes and one dribble pull-ups and just a rip into a, or just, you know,
finish.
Just a regular finish, like, or a backdoor cut. But people don't understand that because we get so caught up. And I can say for myself, I got caught up watching these players and seeing the crazy things that they do instead of really understanding the amount of work and the amount of reps they did at the basics just to be able to get to shoot that shot.
Absolutely, and they know all the fundamentals. They've mastered the fundamentals. Exactly. That's why they're so good. It's not because they can do things that other people can't do. It's just they've been blessed with that genetic ability. If it's Steph Curry shooting, if it's KD just being 6'11" and being able to do things guards can do.
Exactly. I mean, you look at the, and obviously he's tall, but take notes, like the number 1 pick in the NBA draft this year was 3-and-D.
Absolutely.
So they're just going to ask him to hit shots
and play defense.
And he was the number 1 pick in the NBA draft.
And I think all of this focus on stuff that's not simple is the reason why different countries are kind of catching up to the United States as far as
exactly what it is.
As far as, you know, even in the Olympics, teams are competing. South Sudan almost beat the United States the other day. Serbia. Interesting stat, by the way. This is way off topic. Did you see Nikola Jokic was tie game when he was on the floor?
Yeah.
So it's extremely interesting
and
to figure that stuff
was the only player on Team USA with a plus minus.
So it's great. So
that's crazy stat as well.
Nobody can ever say Embiid was ever better at Jokic at any point.
I hate that argument. And
I was actually the advocate of Embiid 3 years ago. But
no, I always thought it was Jokic. And the thing about these Luka Doncic, Jokic, these players are overseas and not in the U.S. We focus a lot in the U.S. on athleticism. And I mean, you just see it, like it's dunking. The dunk is so amazing to us in USA basketball. We go crazy for the dunk. But these overseas players and these overseas players like Jokic, Luka Doncic, they are much ahead of us because all they work on is skills. Another thing, they don't have AAU. No. So they play less. Yeah. They focus a lot more on training and skill development. Yeah. Which is why they're more skilled. They're not playing 4 games a day on a weekend.
Which I don't think is horrible.
I used to not think it was as bad, but I think maybe an AAU tournament might be good maybe twice a month Yeah. But not, like going all 4 weekends of the month and
I think
wearing yourself out.
4 games a day is kind of crazy. I think 4 games a weekend makes some sense. But I do think if you're not practicing during the week, then it doesn't mean anything. It just means you're practicing bad habits. You're continuing to do that. And I think, like you said, as far as Luka and Jokic go, I mean, these are guys that even we look at them and they're great. But the thing that stands out about those two is offensively, they read the game so much differently than everyone else, and it looks like they're just doing it so easy. Jokic doesn't make bad plays offensively.
And that's, for instance, like, that's the separator between Shea and Luka to me. Obviously, Shea is a defender, but the passing of Luka and Jokic, these, like, they're elite level passers.
Yeah.
Just all the skill side of the offensive side of the game is just.
But that's why I do love Shea, is because it seems like he's focused on his fundamental. I mean, he's the most fundamental player, I think, in the league right now. Most fundamental superstar,
scoring wise. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. He gets to it with ease. All it is pace.
Yeah.
And I do think the United States is in a good position because usually they're more athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one more thing I think isn't taught as much anymore that needs to be taught is, I feel like people that are teaching the game aren't teaching kids to love the game.
Yeah.
And whether that is, like, I don't see a lot of kids going out there just rebounding, just playing defense anymore. Like, some kids, that's going to be your role eventually.
Yeah.
And you have to develop that love for the game if you want to be great. I mean, if you're going to be great in something, you have to love it. So a lot of the times I do see kids nowadays, it's all about the clicks. It's all about, and I feel old saying that, but it is all about the clicks and it's all about that stuff instead of actually, like, you know, loving the game, working on your craft because you love it instead of, I'm just worried about recruitment and all of this stuff. No, you have to love it because the game is going to teach you more than just getting to college and just basketball.
And I could be completely wrong, but I see kids and parents, like, I see parents putting their kids in training in, like, kindergarten.
Yeah.
With, like, trainers, and, like, if they want to do that, that's cool, but it's not that I have a hard time believing. I know not every kid at the age of 6 is wanting to
go to the NBA automatically.
Yeah, like I think these kids need to. Part of it's the parents. The kids need to love it for themselves. They need to gain a love for the game themselves. And then on top of that, parents are the biggest problem with youth basketball as well.
Absolutely.
Because you have parents who, I mean, we see it everywhere. You have parents who have never played college basketball. You have some parents who just never played basketball in their life. I mean, who want to give their son advice and tell them not to listen to that coach.
Because they think putting the ball in the basket is the most important thing about playing basketball.
Scoring. They just think scoring.
It's not.
It's not. And from being in a college basketball program, the coaches don't care. Like, that's a given that everyone can do that on your team.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what else are you going to do?
What else can you
There's only going to be 2 or 3 guys that they ask to go put the ball in the basket. And that's why I say parents are a big problem. They're making kids not coachable.
For sure.
Because at the end of the day, you're probably going to go by whatever you hear in your house every day.
Absolutely. Your mother and your father are going to have more say so, or that they're going to have more impact in their words than that coach is, regardless of how impactful that coach is.
As a parent, the best thing you could do, I feel like, is tell your son, listen to your coach.
Absolutely.
Do what your coach says, because 9 times out of 10, obviously, as a parent, your job is to put them with the right coach.
Yeah.
But once you get with the coach of a team, you need to listen to the coach, because at the end of the day, especially if the coach has any basketball background, or especially if he has more basketball background than you,
he knows how to play.
Like, there's people who maybe have a college basketball career and they're coaching, but a mom or dad in the stands thinks they know more about what to do during the game, which makes 0 sense.
And they might. And if that's the case, then take your kid off the team. But it's like, what needs to be prioritized is, first off, like you said, letting the kid love the game for itself, and then also making the kid play the right way. Not making them get buckets all, because that's not what it's going to be all their life. There's always going to be somebody better. So like you said, there's only going to be 2 people on that squad that's really asked to score. Other guys are just going to ask to fit, or are going to be asked to fit in. So,
and another thing that is a problem with AAU basketball is you don't really have to earn a spot. Like, yes, to be on a certain team, like a circuit team or something, or a high-level team you do, or really good independent team. But hypothetically, let's say you go try out for a team and you don't make it. Instead of going in the lab and getting better so you can make that team next year, we could just start a team right now.
Yeah.
Like, I could just start my own team. I think that's the problem, in a sense.
It's a lot of tournaments that shouldn't be tournaments, in my opinion. It's a lot of basketball that shouldn't be played. You're kind of wasting. I don't want to say, like, if you want to play basketball, go play basketball. I'll always encourage someone who wants to play basketball to play basketball.
Or sports in general. But there's other things that could be worse that you could be doing.
But there's a lot of tournaments that teach bad basketball, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just what it is. I've seen it firsthand. Like, there'll be a tournament where you have a great team out of North Carolina with ranked players who know how to play basketball cohesively, and in that same tournament, you'll see a squad with one guy who can hoop and is obviously just there to get buckets, obviously doesn't really want to play, but just wants to get buckets just for recruitment, and then a whole bunch of other guys just running around with looking like they got their head cut off.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. And I really do think that we're going to have to start prioritizing practice, like you said, like they do overseas, instead of playing basketball games. Play. Absolutely. And
people
even
play
in my
more than they
experience,
practice.
I don't know about you, but AAU at max was 3 practices a week, and usually it was about 1 or 2, especially in middle school.
As I got older, I'm not going to lie, there was times where practice got canceled, and it's like
you just go into games.
Or you have just 1 practice a week. So you're playing more games than you are practices.
It makes no sense.
And that's just not.
And practicing with the team at that age is essential, because that's how you're actually learning how to play within a team game. Putting the ball in the basket, once again, is not the only thing you're going to be doing. So you need to learn how to play with the squad.
And I feel like all my IQ, and that's one of the things I value in my game the most, is that I have a high IQ.
Absolutely.
And I think the biggest thing for me is I think I got that IQ by practicing in scrimmages in practice, going through all these different situations in my brain, just thinking what to do in certain scenarios that in a game, if I'm just playing games, I mean, I'm not really learning.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
I just wanted to ask you, like, since we're talking about all this, what do you think about squads like Rod Wave Elite? What do you think about circuits like that?
I don't have a problem with the kids who are playing on Rod Wave Elite, because like, at the end of the day, they are still doing their circuit and their EYBLs and the Adidas
they're still doing their stuff.
They're still doing their stuff, and it's probably fun for them. It's probably
absolutely.
It's probably a way to hoop with less pressure, and, like, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think if I was one of those kids, I would love to do something like
100%.
that. But once again, the kids watching don't understand that this is not the way basketball should be, and if you dunk on somebody, you shouldn't be talking. Like, how do I put it? There's levels. So there's talking trash. That's one thing. But I've seen clips of people getting dunked on, and the court storms over a kid.
And that's where I was going with that. That's just, and we sound old saying this, and it's really like you said, this isn't against the kids, nor is it against even Cam Wilder or influencers like that who make their paper just off of putting these high-level kids out there and them playing games. But it does create an environment to where young kids are watching these games, and it's shaping their head. It's shaping the way they think about basketball.
I mean, they think it's cool. Like, they think doing stuff like that when that's not. And they think just coming down, walking down, jacking shots is like.
It's cool. And it's not shooting from half court because you felt like it isn't cool.
No.
It's not a good shot. You can't make it. You're trash.
Yeah.
Like, some kids need to be absolutely told that.
Blunt. Like someone needs to be blunt with them.
And it makes no sense. Like, someone will get dunked on, and everyone will just storm the court, and they know it's going to get filmed.
And the problem is, kids will have that image of basketball in their head, and then they go to middle school tryouts, and they go to high school tryouts, and they think their coach is like a bad coach, or oh, he's tripping because he won't let them rock out.
Yeah.
That's not basketball.
No, it's not.
That's not team basketball. And, I mean, we saw that firsthand. There's a lot of kids who loved basketball, but then when they got the tryouts and got cut in middle school or high school, they were confused because, man,
they could do that on the AAU circuit.
They could do that on their AAU circuit in our local town when their coach with no basketball experience is just letting them do whatever they want when that's not basketball.
Yeah. I firmly believe that humility is decreasing every time someone watches that video. Like, it's just teaching them that stuff like that is okay. To embarrass somebody who's playing basketball and competing at a high level. Bro, you're not even on the court. It's like these guys are so comfortable embarrassing somebody who's competing, once again, instead of just getting the ball back and running back on defense.
Yeah.
There's a fundamental sportsmanship within all sports that should be held in place, because these guys that are playing and competing at the highest level, they really love the game.
Yes.
Your favorite players, they love the game.
They do.
So those you're teaching them to play for clicks instead of playing for love.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't make sense to me.
And that's where I go back to falling in love with the dunk. They go, and obviously it sounds corny, but that dunk that you're, oh my goodness, about is the same exact amount of points as a backdoor cut wide open layup.
Absolutely. It's a fast break wide open layup. Like, it's the same stuff.
It's the same amount of points. And I know it sounds corny, but that's just the reality.
Yeah.
So, and my brain always thinks translates to winning.
Yeah.
Because you win by scoring more points than the other team. So if I go do a crazy dunk and then I go give up a layup, the crowd might be more on my side, but that didn't help me win at all.
Absolutely not.
That people, and they have the wrong, it's just these kids have the wrong image.
And like we said, those kids are great basketball players, especially the ones playing on that team, and those are competitors at the highest level. Those are kids on our wave of elite. Yeah. Those are kids who have learned to love the game, and if they want to compete how they want to compete, fine, go do it.
There's nothing wrong with me being a player when embarrassing the person across from me on the other team. There's
right.
Nothing.
And if you dunk on somebody, bro, talk it. But that's not easy to do. You can do that.
You can talk.
Everybody else on the court.
But the dude in the crowd who didn't do anything.
And like I said, Cam gets his pay off of doing that. But it does, and it, like, we are really going to stay on this. Like, the people involved in the video, there's nothing wrong with those people.
Yeah, like Cam Water, nothing is wrong with them at all.
But it does teach the younger generation that embarrassing competitors is okay. That outside of the game, you can't be friends. Which it should be when I step on that court, because when I stepped on that court with you, I didn't really like you. Like, especially if we were going head to head, like, I want to beat you. Like, that's number one goal.
Right.
But once we step off that court, it's nothing like that. Yeah. Like, it stays on the court.
Yeah. It's just competitive.
So I do think that type of basketball is teaching the wrong mindsets. But let's move on to Madden releasing its top 10 receivers of next year. And we can start out. We're just going to review the list from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
And first we got Tyreek Hill at 99. How do you feel about that?
I think it's correct. I mean, he led the league in yards. If he didn't get hurt, we could be talking about a 2,000-yard season, first ever. And tied for first in the league, led the league in touchdowns.
Yeah.
So I don't see any problem. The only person I think is just as good as him or better, maybe like is Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
It's them too. Now, obviously from an overall perspective, Justin Jefferson, we can go ahead and get into him, number 2. Obviously, he only played 10 games this past season. What do they have his overall at?
He was a 98, and that's where I was going to hop in. So 10 games, 1,000 yards. He averaged 100 yards a game.
Still,
that's
still
perfect.
Had 1,000 yards.
And like you said, Tyreek Hill was first in about every major stat there was.
Yeah.
But to have Tyreek Hill at a 99 and Justin Jefferson at a 98 feels a little off, in my opinion. I think Justin Jefferson, in my opinion, he is the best receiver in football. And maybe you can say that because Tyreek Hill is going to he has a little bit more quarterback stability right now in favor of Justin Jefferson, who's about to be playing with Sam Darnold and JJ McCarthy. So maybe that's the only way I can see you having him at a lesser overall. But Justin Jefferson is a playmaker. He's a guy that he's so good that I think the Vikings can be a good football team this year with everything going on. Like, that's how good he is. So I did think it was a slap in the face of Justin Jefferson, even having him 1 overall.
Yeah, I think they both need to be 99 overall.
Like, I think they're both 99 overall receivers.
100%. And they should be the only 2 99 overall receivers.
CD at number 3. He was first in receptions, second in
1,700 yards,
and third in touchdowns.
Yeah,
so
that's about right.
So third is about right for him.
Yeah, that's about right.
CD is a guy that's extremely versatile.
And this was his biggest year of his career.
Oh, yeah, biggest year. He's only going up. Like I said, he can play out of the slot. He can play outside. He's not really as much of a physical receiver, but you don't need that. He gets open.
Yeah.
So I think third is about right. A.J. Brown was number 4th.
Yeah.
Or number 4.
Yeah. 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns. I like they kept his overall the same as last year, which I'm fine with. The only thing it could have went was down because, he had 4 less touchdowns, didn't get in the end zone as much, but same amount of yards almost, a little bit less yards, but pretty much the same. Maybe you could have put him at a 94 overall, but I wouldn't nitpick it.
Yeah, he was 15 yards, and it's a guy that can make plays with the ball in his hands. You can't bring him down. Great blocker, deep threat. Yeah. And with a down year with Philadelphia. So 4th, once again, I have no problem with 4th.
Yeah.
At 5, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
So 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns. That's about right.
It's all top 5. Top 5 in every major stat.
Yes. With not saying Jared Goff's bad, because I actually like Jared Goff, but you look at some of these other guys' quarterbacks, like he's doing good with Jared Goff. I wonder what he could do with.
So like the production is there, and he's mainly a slot guy. So his production is top 5, which he's number 5. But I would be lying to you if I said right now I would want Amon-Ra St. Brown over Devontae Adams.
And that's what
6.
I was about to get to. So if we're going off situation, Devontae Adams had a down year, but still had 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. In my personal opinion, it goes Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams for me. Still to this day.
To this day, agree.
I still would take Devontae. And I think if Devontae Adams, if these rumors are true, and he ends up with the Jets, and he gets back with Aaron Rodgers, at the end of this season, we will be saying, yeah, he's still that.
Yeah, and he's shown no indication of falling off. He's this past year he was top 15 in every major stat. It's not like he's fall off. He was 8th in touchdowns. Yeah. With probably the worst quarterback situation in football with a running team. You got Aiden O'Connell throwing to you in his rookie year. He's not even a solidified rookie that we knew about coming into the year. That's so bad. It's like for them to have him under Amon-Ra, it still feels disrespectful, even knowing that Amon-Ra.
Because I'm taking Devontae Adams over A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. The only person I would say you can maybe put over him is C.D. Lamb, just because of the years C.D. Lamb just had. But I'm not taking A.J. Brown and Amon-Ra St. Brown over Devontae Adams.
And then, all right, so Jamar Chase at number 7. How do you feel about that?
I think it's about right on the simple fact that he did have a down year, 7 less touchdowns than past years. Still had 100 catches. That's pretty.
He was still top 20 in every major stat with Jake Browning playing most of the year. Without Joe Burrow.
I think personally, I'm not gonna lie. Like I would take me personally. I like Jamar Chase right there with C.D. Lamb. If I'm doing rankings,
he's about 5th for me as well. Yeah. He's around that top 5 mark.
4 or 5,
maybe right outside, but Jamar Chase is just that explosive as a football player. It's just he's better than some of these guys ahead of him.
Like I'm definitely taking Jamar Chase over Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And probably AJ Brown as well for me. Yeah. But I don't think 7 is ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous.
I think that's
fine. The year he just had, but it's kind of tough. I think Madden, when they were making these ratings, should have taken Devontae Adams and Jamar Chase's and Justin Jefferson not being 90 overall. Should have took their situation into account with quarterbacks being injured.
Yeah. Stephon Diggs at number 8.
Stephon Diggs, I love him, but first of all, he had a drop off in last 2 years in yards and touchdowns. This past season he had a drop off in both from past seasons, so it's about right. He's still a top receiver in this league. I think he's gonna be really good. Question, just actually, I'll ask that later, but yeah.
I think Stephon Diggs is a guy that has the media will paint a picture that he is just completely fall off like the the earth.
No, he's still route running.
He was top 15 in every major stat in receiving yards, receptions, touchdowns. He was still a good football player. I just don't think he's as much of a vertical threat anymore.
Yeah.
I'll keep bringing this up. He probably lost him that playoff game against Kansas City last year. That was a big drop. And he is going into a situation where he's playing alongside Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Noah Brown, Dalton Schultz. Like, he's going to be sharing targets. Yeah. So he could
and that's
still
what I was
be
going to ask you. Who's the number one?
Nico. I think going into that situations, I think Nico will be the number one still.
Yeah, because he's more accustomed.
And yeah, Stephon Diggs as a number 3 is scary, bro. Because like I said, he can still be the number 8th best receiver in football.
What team is built to guard them? Like,
I mean, there's not a team on this earth that's built to. They're a scary team.
Was CJ?
They're scary, bro.
Like, I'm not knocking a Super Bowl prediction with them in it.
But even, I mean, you look at the Chiefs. What team is built to guard them, though?
But it's different, though, because, like, with the Chiefs, Mahomes is making them that good because Xavier Worthy might struggle on other teams. But he might be really good in the system with Andy Reid drawing up plays for him. Yeah. I mean, you got Hollywood Brown. He's not, like...
No, he was never... He never...
But with Mahomes, Hollywood Brown might be a problem. Like, imagine if Mahomes had Diggs as his number 3.
Nah, Diggs, Tank Dell, and Nico Collins. Yeah, that's the. I'm not gonna lie. I legitimately think that is the best receiving core I've ever seen in my life.
You think so? Is Tank Dell? Did he have an injury that he can come back?
Nah, he can come back from that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was definitely leg, but it was something like. I read.
Was it fibia or?
Yeah, it was something he could come back from. That's all I know.
Okay, that's good. Because that actually made me sad when I saw that last year, and I was but we can keep going.
At number 9, they had Brandon Ayuk.
Okay, so this is where I was going to ask you. Like, I struggle understanding. So we're not saying Deebo Samuel's a receiver? Like,
okay. My thing is, like, Deebo, I don't really consider Deebo a receiver. So it's like,
okay.
I guess, like, I think.
Because I do, because
Deebo
I don't know where else to put him.
Samuel is an offensive talent. He's an all-time offensive talent. But Brandon Ayuk being number 9 on this list just doesn't make a lot. But he was 7th in yards, so his production was there even with George Kittle, McCaffrey, Juwan Jennings, Deebo Samuel. Even with all of them getting touches, he was still 7th in receiving yards. Yeah. So I don't think it's crazy having him at 9.
No, I don't either. I'll be real. I just wanted to know, like, Deebo, like, because Deebo's definitely, I would take him as a... Now, especially as an overall perspective.
There are some receivers that I would take over Brandon Ayuk that didn't make this list, but I'll get to that later after we get to number 10, which is Mike Evans.
Okay, Mike Evans. He led the league in touchdowns this past year, tied with Tyreek Hill. Yep. He doesn't get enough respect. No. 10 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Yep. He just doesn't get enough respect. He gets in the end zone. I'm not going to lie.
That's about the right place.
No, it's definitely about the right place because I don't know if I would take Mike Evans over any of the guys above him. No. But it's just I just wanted to give him his flowers because I think in past years he could have been higher and wasn't. And we kind of didn't talk about it. I mean, this guy's won a Super Bowl. He's done everything in this league, honestly.
So for me, Marvin Harrison is going to be a top 10 receiver by the end of this year, even though he's not right now.
But yeah.
I just had to throw that out there. Puka was someone I consider that probably should have made the list off of the production he had in his first year. Matthew Stafford returns,
I'm definitely
and he's probably going to be the number
Cup
1.
Still over
Puka?
Ayuk.
Oh, over Ayuk? Yeah.
I might take both of them. I don't know.
It's tough. It's tough. It's so tough. Ayuk has been doing this longer than you think. And,
he has.
And Cooper is definitely on he's about to be a number 2 receiver. And Puka just had one good year.
How,
it switches like that. And my thing was, though, I was thinking the same thing as you. I thought Deebo is kind of like the one on that team. So I would consider taking Devontae Smith over Brandon Ayuk. If I'm building a team, I haven't got to see Devontae Smith in a number 1 role yet.
I haven't either, but like I said with Ayuk, he's sharing touches with all those guys, so it's like it's almost like he already is a number 2 and he's putting up better numbers with a worse quarterback. Yeah. So I would still take Ayuk over Devontae Smith on that simple fact because I don't know if you give
that's for me that's purely based on eye test.
Yeah.
Like Smitty is a guy I would take over a lot of guys. Terry McLaurin, same way.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin.
Just guys that.
And Terry McLaurin, we might never ever get to know how good he is.
Nah, absolutely.
Hopefully, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
was good for it, but yeah.
And then if Nico Collins repeats it.
And what do you think? You think DK Metcalf should even be talked about or no?
Oh, I forget. I didn't even consider him. I'm not gonna lie, but he's definitely.
I mean, he gets in his zone.
He's in that top 15 range for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, we got speed questions with Gav.
Let's get it.
What you got for us today, man?
We got 3 speed questions, keeping it simple. And this is after just talking about Madden. I want to make the speed questions sort of Madden based. What's your favorite sports video game of all time? Any sport?
Oof.
Which exact one?
2K17.
Yeah. I would either say 2K. I'm going Madden 20.
Yeah, Madden 20 was great.
I'm a little biased because that was the best video game I've ever. That's one video game
that you were the best at.
That I was just the best at, and I had the most fun playing it because I just. Partly because I was that good, but also the players in that game, and I'll get into that in a second. So, second, what's the best Madden video game player or character in the game of all time? You feel like?
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna say, because this is my generation, I'm gonna say Madden 20 Ultimate Team Eric Dickerson.
Okay, we're on the same page.
Okay, but
we're going to play now,
Michael Vick.
Obviously, people talk about Michael Vick, but I never played with Michael Vick on the video game.
Jukebox Lamar Jackson was
Jukebox Lamar Jackson. I think people also don't talk about Titans Derrick Henry.
Ooh.
Derrick Henry, because that was...
Oh, yeah, you used to spam Titans in Madden 20. I used to hate that.
Yeah, because Tannehill threw a good ball, and they had A.J. Brown. Yeah. I mean, that was a squad. They still had Byard.
Yeah.
Did they have what? Was it Casey on the D end, or who'd they have? Was it Jarrell Casey?
Jarrell Casey, defensive tackle.
That was a good little squad for Madden.
That was your squad.
But I definitely would say, if we're going to play now, like current, I would say Jukebox Lamar, Derrick Henry.
The best receiver I've ever played with was, I think it was Madden 20 Randy Moss. Randy Moss one of these years has been ridiculous, bro. He was ridiculous.
One receiver, who was it? There was a receiver in Madden 20 that had double me.
That might have been Randy Moss. It might have been Randy Moss. Was it not? Was it DeAndre Hopkins?
It might have. Oh, was that Cardinals D-Hop?
Yeah.
First year Cardinals D-Hop. It might have been D-Hop. Because I'm trying to think. It was definitely double me, because double me was disgusting.
But in video game fashion, the mobile quarterbacks are always going to be the best. So if we're just talking about quarterbacks, Mike Vick and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. And then obviously, you have to throw, and people don't talk about it a lot but the way Mahomes could literally be running in Madden 20 only, by the way.
God.
Mahomes could be running this way, and you could press any button. Like with any other quarterback in the game, if y'all play Madden, if you're running, like let's say I'm running toward the right side of the sideline, and I try to throw to a player, it's just gonna throw it short and hit the ground, or it's gonna be a pick. But usually it's just gonna throw it short and hit the ground. Which is realistic. But Mahomes, he could be running this way, and if I press a button of a player over there, it's just
completely accurate.
It's completely accurate.
Bazooka?
Completely accurate. And if he got Bazooka with Tyreek Hill and Kelsey had... So you had Tyreek Hill with 99 speed, and then you had...
that was the 2017 Golden State Warriors, bro.
Yes.
You could not use the Chiefs.
You couldn't use the Chiefs in Madden 20 because you had Tyreek Hill, 99 speed, 99 acceleration, fastest player in the game. You had Mahomes, who could throw 15 yards farther than any quarterback in the game, already with 99 strength, or 97, something like that. Something crazy like that, him and Josh Allen. And you had Travis Kelce with double me.
It's crazy, bro. That was that. I don't even want to talk about that.
I feel like they had like 1 or 2 running backs that were pretty good.
Yeah. So it was.
But that was a disgusting team. But yeah, I can only speak for my era of Madden. Yeah. I know a lot of people love to talk about Michael Vick, but and that's what I was about to ask for my last speed question. What team in this upcoming year's Madden, because we've had a lot of off-season like players being acquired, acquisitions. You got Derrick Henry. Well, I'm not even gonna name them all, but what team you think will be the most cheese in Madden 25?
Oh my God, it's tough, but I mean, okay. This is how I'm gonna. I have 2 choices here. Okay.
Okay.
Really 3, but I'm gonna go 2.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are up there. Patrick Mahomes, obviously, on all of these games, is always crazy. He's gonna make every throw.
Okay.
But the reason I say the Chiefs is on Madden speed kills on all of these speed kills, and you're gonna have Travis Kelce at tight end. You're gonna have Rashee Rice, who is still there, and then you could just throw Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy, who just ran the fastest 40 of all time. And don't they still
have like Valdez? Like
I don't even, bro. It's a fast squad, so you're gonna have to keep up with them, and then Philadelphia. And I say that because
I was definitely gonna say Philly,
and I think that because Hurts is gonna be able to get out the pocket, which is important for a lot of people. And Saquon at running back, Dallas Goedert's still a great tight end, and then you got Smitty and AJ Brown. Yeah, that's gonna be a squad, and then obviously there's gonna be another one you say.
And the thing about the Eagles is they also like obviously they lost Kelce, but they have an O-line. They have an O-line, so it's not like that's one thing. Some really good teams they have all the skill positions, but then like. If you have like a Myles Garrett, like you got to get the ball out quick or blitzes. But with the Eagles, they have good O-line.
Yeah.
I'm a player, and obviously I changed my system. I'm a Madden junkie. Like I love Madden.
Yeah.
Like ever since Madden 20, I just love playing the game Madden. I love going 5 wide and getting a lot of not deep threats because you can't always rely on speed because if I go cover 4 or like a deep coverage. Then you're going to have to actually run a route. You can't just run a go route. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, the Texans for me.
The Texans are going to be dirty.
My team this past year. And with adding Diggs, now I don't know if I'll use them because it's going to be cheese and I don't like using like the best teams in the game. I'm not going to lie, I'll probably end up using a lower level team.
That's a good
question. A mid-level team with a solid. Like, I'm not going to lie, the Cardinals might be my team.
Yeah.
Because I got Marvin Harrison and
Kyler
Murray will throw a good ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Kyler Murray will throw a good ball.
Yeah, he will.
So, I was going to go the Eagles or, like I said, the Texans because you have 3 receivers that you have Tank Dell as a deep threat, but then you have 2 other receivers that I can put any route on.
And they're going to win. They're going to win
on that route.
Absolutely.
And
that's how it's going to be in real life,
mention,
too, by the way.
I love throwing to my running backs.
Oh, yeah.
And they have Joe Mixon.
Yeah. It's going to be, and that, like I said, that's how it's going to be in real life too. I mean, you're not going to be able to double cover any of those guys, so
no,
it's going to get scary in Houston.
What was your strategy as a defensive coordinator? You got to get to Stroud.
You got to play zone, and you got to get to Stroud. Yeah, so you're zone blitzing the entire time. And I don't know, man. It's going to be rough for defensive coordinators out there, but
for sure.
Since we're talking about Madden, how have you felt about the new NCAA game? Okay,
so. I love the game from an enjoyment standpoint.
Yeah.
I enjoy playing it. It's so cool to me. The playbooks.
It's fresh.
It's fresh. It's what we've been wanting. But from me, like I said, I love Madden. I'm a very competitive player, so I'm big on like I read defenses and throw to. Like I said, I give hot routes to almost every single player. I make adjustments. I see what defense. I see people's tendencies, and it's sad, but. The game just takes no skill. Like someone who could never have played NCAA in their life can beat me who puts real time into football video games. That's what I'm good at.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for example, there's just a couple of examples. First of all, the juke moves.
Can't stop them.
They're not realistic.
Can't stop them.
There's
the pursuit on defense, it's like they've never done a drill in their life.
There's no reason a lineman who picks up a fumble should be able to juke better than jukebox on Madden 20.
That's crazy.
There's no reason like it doesn't matter who you are. That juke or that spin move is crazy.
Yeah, I've actually came up with a list of things that I hate. Yeah, so I'm gonna just okay. So first thing, receivers don't win on easy routes.
Yes,
like
on
if they're running, if you're in the slot and you're running a drag against the outside linebacker, win the route, bro. Like, why are you still bagged? It's a drag, bro. All you have to do is run. Okay, so I want my receivers to win on man-beating routes. Okay?
Man-beating. Just short little hitch routes and stuff like that.
Corner routes are absolutely broken. Why am I playing cover 3? Why am I playing cover 4? And I'm still getting corners thrown on me. It doesn't matter what defense corners are broken.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. I just got off 2 hours ago. It was 4th and 30. Mind you, I do not punt. I do not punt, and I do not kick field goals.
Yeah.
It has to be like game-winning field goal. Like I don't kick field goals. I don't punt. I don't punt. I don't punt. So it's 4th and 30.
Yeah.
I give Travis Hunter an out route, and then I smart route it. So it smart routes it to the
to the sticks,
to the first down mark.
Yeah,
and first down.
Is that easy? I don't goes on this game, bro. Why is a go beating my cover 4, bro?
So that's what I was about to get to. The South Carolina receiver who has 99 speed and 99 acceleration.
He's the goods. I better watch him go for 1,000 yards.
I'm going to cover 4, and I push my safeties back on my defensive adjustments. So I don't really know what defense I'm supposed to run because I'm in cover 4.
You're going to get blurred regardless.
Okay. So another thing, those out routes are cheese. The receiver always gets open on no matter what the coverage is. But why, if I throw a shorter out route, just a regular out route,
can you not make
why
that throw?
does the quarterback overthrow
bro
every single time? Another thing probably a lot of people haven't noticed, if I possession catch, the receiver goes back a little bit, and that's probably nothing.
Yeah,
but
bro, there's
just a lot of little small things.
It starts adding up.
There's a lot of small things that a player just playing for enjoyment purposes might not understand. But for me, as a really competitive Madden player and just any football video game, I notice, and it's aggravating because I can literally put. I'm already on the 3rd, about to be the 2nd highest classification on ranked games. And I still could lose to, like...
anybody.
I could lose to your little sister if you taught her if you sat down with her for 2 hours, she could probably beat me. Not saying she would, but she would have a chance at beating me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Simply and
it's a lot of meta.
Like running backs.
Yeah.
Like the running backs in the game are just... It's ridiculous.
Different.
I mean, if you have a Power 5 team, you can run the ball. It's
like there's certain things on offense, certain things on defense that are like broken, but like there's some things on defense that are like broken for the defense and broken like against the defense.
Yeah,
and it's like it's just too much like stuff. And it
doesn't take skill. And I understand they wanted it to be high scoring. I feel like college football.
Yeah,
but they made it to where players like there's no reason that the 80 overall at a mid major should be able to just juke anybody the craziest way possible, because that's just not what it is.
It's not realistic.
And like I said, for me, and it's crazy because like I'm mad at all these things and I still have fun playing the game.
I ain't gonna lie, this is one of the funnest games of my life.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But it's frustrating because I don't even get mad about it anymore.
Nah,
because if I lose in a game, it might not even be because the dude's better than me.
Yeah.
It's just cheese. Like,
damn, that's some cheese. I do be sitting there playing the game, and it's just like some BS just happened. Like I miss a wide open throw, like you said, a wide open out route. I just be like, damn, it just wasn't meant for me today. I guess I'm just gonna take my L.
Yeah,
you can't get mad at this game. If you get mad at this game, you'll have fun with it.
For instance, I was really good at Madden 20.
Yeah.
I've been good at all the Madden since 20, but 20 and this past Madden were my best 2 Maddens, 24 and 20. But what made me so good on those games also is, or how I proved that I was better than other people, I always chose like lower level teams.
Yeah.
So in NCAA, I choose Liberty. In these games I choose, for instance, I remember Madden 20. My team that I usually play with was Ryan Fitzpatrick with the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
I remember playing with them a lot.
Yeah.
Because they had Devontae Parker at the time.
Yeah.
And I was pretty good with them. One of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah.
But overall, I think they were 71 overall. But you just give me a quarterback that throw accurate ball in the pocket, I was fine.
Yeah.
In NCAA, if I have a mid-major and you have Georgia, I have no chance.
Yeah. Nah, that's 100% true.
Like, it doesn't. I think if you give the best player in the world, like whoever the best NCAA player in the world is, if you have a mid-major, if you give me Georgia, I will beat you.
For sure.
I will beat you.
I agree with that.
And I probably won't pass the ball either. I might run the ball every single play.
Nah.
Because online ranked games are 3 minutes. That's another thing I'm confused about. They're 3 minutes. The height clock is 30 seconds. So I remember I did it to test it one time.
Yeah.
And this is whoever was playing me, I feel so bad for you, but I was just bored. I got the kickoff. I took it to the 10-yard line, and I ran the ball 2 to 3 times before getting a first down every time, because I knew with Michigan I would get the first down every time.
Yeah.
Because running the ball is just so easy in this game. The person I was playing against didn't touch the ball in the first half.
It's crazy, bro.
There's no reason that I should even be allowed to achieve that.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say pretty much on the game. It's not a good game. It's so fun. It's not a good video game. It's a very bad video game.
Absolutely.
The way you're able to also, I'd like that, I'm blessed that we are able to crossplay and play each other, but there's no reason I should be able to crossplay, but then if I want to do a league, I can't crossplay.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm selling my Xbox, bro. I'm just going to... I feel like it's more of a story time than a problem. So basically... me and Gav were trying to set up a league, a dynasty league.
We set up a whole group chat. 12 people in a group chat. We're about ready to go.
Like, we got the 12 people ready to go.
We got the
I'm so excited. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, I go to the MAC conference because there's 12 people in the MAC conference. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to put all these right. I'm about to get the schedules right. We're about to play all conference games.
Yeah.
So my Xbox. Just trying to invite people, trying to invite the gamer tags.
Can't invite anybody.
And I couldn't invite anybody.
Because
it's not crossplay like they said it was going to be.
Every single person in the chat was PS5 player, and Miller made the league as an Xbox player, and it's just,
So.
It was sad, but that's, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a random
story time, but yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Just make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on your way out, and peace out.